Hey, everybody, welcome back to the podcast. You're listening to the longest running superhero role playing game on Earth. I'm your host, the Game Master, and today we're talking about our version of the Teen Titans. We just call the Titans. And the reason for that is a little bit complicated. So let's start with Beast Boy. His first appearance was in Doom Patrol number 99 in November of 1965. So if you think about it, by the time Cyborg, Raven, and Starfire come along in the 1980s, Beast Boy wouldn't be a teen at all. Green Arrow had a sidekick named Speedy, aka Roy Harper, and he first appeared in More Fun Comics number 73 in November of 1941, which was 23 years before the Teen Titans were formed. So, in a world where we use real time instead of comic book time, calling all of them teens seems off, right? And in the comics, they eventually just call themselves the Titans. So we decided to go that route from the beginning. Also, from day one, the Titans all seem to be the younger counterparts of the Justice League. So standing in for Aquaman as Aqualad, standing in for the Flash as Kid Flash, standing in for Batman as Robin, etc. But if that's the intent, right? If that was the point of the team originally, I never got why Supergirl was never a member in the Silver Age. It never made any sense to me. So in our game, we included Kara Zor-El in our version of the Titans. We also brought in our Miss Martian, who was Kim Jones, the daughter of the Martian Manhunter, who, by the way, for anyone who cares, her first appearance was Martian Manhunter number 2 in March of 1988. But because she was supposed to be his daughter on Mars before he came to Earth, then to me that implied a Silver Age version would had to have existed. Also, as a stand-in for the Green Lantern, we went with Cairo. He was Hal Jordan's sidekick who first appeared in the Superman Aquaman Hour of Adventure, which was an animated series from 1967. And then he, in turn, was a stand in for Thomas Kalmaku, who debuted in Green Lantern Volume 2, Number 2 in October of 1960. That character was seen as racially insensitive, so they replaced him with Cairo, who was a blue skinned alien. And last but not least, there's Robin. I mentioned previously that I met John Byrne at Mid Ohio Con in the 90s and showed him my portfolio from art school looking for pointers. And he really liked my stuff about this role playing game. And I had Transformer knockoffs in my sketchbook, and I told him they were mechamorphs and that instead of saying that they would transform, we would say they underwent mechamorphosis. And he said that was quote unquote genius. Those are his words, not mine. So, at any rate, after we had met, he made Batman Superman Generations. And in it, Brainiac goes from his green skinned Silver Age appearance to his like robot 80s appearance. And as he's doing it in the comic, he says, "My mechamorphosis is almost complete." Um, so yeah, since since Byrne borrowed from us, we borrowed from him. And in Batman Superman Generations, Bruce Wayne has a son with a mystery woman, and that son is named Bruce Wayne Jr. By the way, we said the mystery woman was Catwoman, and that was mostly to accommodate the Huntress later, because in the comics in the 70s, I guess would be, the Huntress was the daughter of Bruce and Selena. I have a book of nothing but covers of pre-crisis Superman comic books, by the way, and I'm pretty sure one of them depicted the world's finest as having sons. I want to say the cover depicts them camping together or something, but Batman's kid in that had blonde hair. So I'm guessing that's what Byrne was referencing. Bruce Jr. is a good fit for us, though, because the original Robin was Dick Grayson, and his first appearance was in Detective Comics number 38 in April of 1940. So he'd be about 32 years old when the Titans form, right? And the second Robin was Jason Todd, who wouldn't appear until Batman number 357 in March of 1983. So he wouldn't even be born yet in 1964. Anyways, so that's why our Robin has blonde hair in our version. Um, and his mother, like I said, in our version is Catwoman, who has had multiple depictions over the years. But because of Robin's hair color, we said our Catwoman was a natural blonde who sometimes dyed her hair brown or black or whatever. But yeah, I think that's all you need to know. So, all that said, let's dive into the actual adventure. The prologue to this one takes place in 1964 when Aqualad, Kid Flash, and Robin receive messages from a group of teenagers. These kids live in a small town called Hatton Corners, where the adults have become adversarial and sort of see all kids as juvenile delinquents. So the young superheroes are asked to speak on behalf of the kids. So the three boys go to Hatton Corners and they do give speeches trying to smooth over the generation gap. But an obscure villain named Mr. Twister shows up wearing an outfit that looks like something out of 1776 and carrying what looks like a Native American walking stick. Mr. Twister summons a tornado, but Kid Flash steals the walking stick and gives it to Robin, who figures out how to get the tornado to stop. And Aqualad uses his strength needed to survive the crushing depths of the Mariana Trench, punch the villain into the middle of next week. Everyone thanks the young heroes, and they decide to form a club of their own, which they call the Titans. Which brings us to the main plot of today's game. Inertia is a clone from the 30th century who has a vendetta against the Flash family. So he travels back in time to 1964 to destroy Kid Flash, aka Wally West. He attacks Wally while he's hanging out with Robin and Aqualad, and Robin subs an Omni Gadget for time control to slow Inertia down by 10 APs. Then Aqualad punches him out. Inertia is turned over to the Bureau for Law and Order, who begin to transfer him to a permanent holding facility. But Inertia wakes up and vibrates through the handcuffs, then out of the side of the vehicle the Bureau of Law and Order were using to take him there. Then Inertia takes off so fast that the BLO can't track him. He decides he needs help, so he recruits Bizarro Supergirl, who is a white-skinned copy of Kara Zor-El, Genocide, who's a sort of reverse Wonder Girl created from soil samples taken from various regions on Earth where heinous acts took place in the past. Sardine, who is the sidekick of the human flying fish, Silhouette, who's a white Martian, Scorn, aka Andrew Mallory, who's sort of an evil Robin, basically, and Soranik Natu, who is the daughter and sidekick of Sinestro. They attack Kid Flash, who literally runs to get help in the form of Aqualad, aka Garth, Miss Martian, Kim Jones, Robin, Bruce Wayne Jr., Supergirl, Kara Zor-El, Teen Lantern, Cairo, and Wonder Girl, Donna Troy, who was actually a clone of Wonder Woman created by the Germans in World War II. So Aqualad attacks Sardine and knocks him out in one punch because Sardine lacks Aqualad's Atlantean strength. Miss Martian flies over and attacks Silhouette, hitting her and taking away about half of her hit points. Silhouette strikes back, doing 13 points of damage to Miss Martian. Then Miss Martian knocks Silhouette out cold. Robin and Scorn duel all game long. It's 8 rounds of combat where each one blocks the other's attack. And in the end, Robin knocks out Scorn. But for the most part, they were just out of the game because as far as interacting with other characters went. Supergirl attacks Bizarro Supergirl, hitting her, doing 17 points of damage. Bizarro Supergirl hits back twice, knocking Kara out. Teen Lantern attacks Sornik Natu, and he subs his force manipulation for Energy Blast. He hits her before she can raise a force field, and it's a one-hit knockout. Wonder Girl attacks Genocide and misses. Genocide hits Wonder Girl faster than she can block with a bracelet, so Donna Troy is knocked out too. And Kid Flash subs super speed for how hard he can hit, doing an insane level of damage to Inertia's low body. Now it's Aqualad, Kid Flash, Miss Martian, and Teen Lantern versus Bizarro Supergirl and Genocide. Of all of them, Bizarro Supergirl's the fastest. And since she can move as fast as Kid Flash can, the first thing she does is knock him out. Genocide decides Miss Martian is the biggest remaining threat, so she tries to lasso her. Miss Martian uses dispersal, but the lasso has a higher body and she has AP's dispersal. So Kim Jones is lassoed. Kim then tries to resist its control power with her Martian mental abilities, which is painful. So Kimmy cries out. Teen Lantern subs his Power Rings Omnipower for shrinking usable on others. So Kim is shrunk down and pulled out using a tractor beam, then re-enlarged to her original size. Miss Martian and Aqualad then take on Genocide, taking turns hitting her and getting a team attack bonus, so Genocide is knocked out. On Bizarro Supergirl's turn, she punches Teen Lantern, knocking him out. Miss Martian and Aqualad then attack Bizarro Supergirl, but fail. Bizarro Supergirl knocks out Aqualad. Miss Martian attacks Bizarro Supergirl using her telepathy to engage in mind-to-mind combat, as detailed in DC Heroes 3rd edition, page 64. Due to Bizarro Supergirl's low mental attributes, it's not hard for Miss Martian to knock her out. Miss Martian checks on her teammates as Robin finally beats Scorn. Because, like I said earlier, the duel lasted 8 rounds. So that was like the whole game. So that brings us to our epilogue. The Titans return to Happy Harbor, to the hollowed out mountain that Superman made, which was the first headquarters of the Justice League. There, Titans listen to a new band called the Beatles. Maybe you've heard of them. They eat junk food and they hang out. Aqualad and Wonder Girl bond. Aqualad lives underwater. Wonder Girl grew up on Paradise Island surrounded by water, and both cultures are Greco-Roman. Bruce Wayne Jr. gets on Kara Zor-El, which they were kind of an item in the Batman Superman Generations comic. And she does think he's cute, but she seems to be playing hard to get. Cairo hits on Miss Martian since they're both aliens. She tells him to keep dreaming. And a frustrated Kid Flash says they need to get more girls on the team. And that was it for this one. We had a good time playing it. As always, we hope you had a good time hearing about it. If so, smash that like button, make sure you're subscribed, ring the bell for notifications so you know when we upload more stuff. And be sure to leave us a comment, partially because it helps out with the YouTube algorithm, but also because we love hearing from you guys. From all of us here at the longest running superhero RPG on Earth, we hope all of you guys have a good one, and we'll see you in the next adventure. Bye.